Yes, I will start.
Yes, sir. So good evening to all. Welcome to 4-day continuous professional development program on digital food and agribusiness, sponsored by the AICT Atal and organized by the Indian Institute of Plantation Management. And today we have our resource person, Professor Prabhu Christopher sir from VTU University, Vellore, Tamil Nadu. I would like to call upon our student coordinator. Can you brief about a profile about our resource person?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So a very pleasant good evening to the respected resource person, the coordinators of the program, and our beloved participants. This is Jennifer, coordinator from Indian Institute of Plantation Management, feeling privileged to introduce our respected speaker of the session, Dr. Prabhu Christopher, sir. Dr. Prabhu Christopher, sir, is an assistant professor, senior, and former assistant director heading academic staff college at university level in VIT University, Vellore, Tamil Nadu. Sir is an organizational psychologist and a certified counselor. Sir did his MA in integrated political science. He did his postgraduate diploma in computer application from one of the premium management institute, LIBA, Chennai. He is also an MBA in human resource management. Sir received his PhD from VIT University in the year 2014. Sir has nearly 13 years of teaching experience, 10 years as faculty and 3 years as research associate. In addition to this, Sir has also 5 years of industrial experience. Sir worked as branch operations manager at ICICI Bank, assistant manager operations at GE Money, and research coordinator at Six Sigma Soft Solutions. Sir's area of involvement in teaching and research mainly includes corporate governance, ethics and values, strategic management, entrepreneurship, employability skills, managerial communications, and international business. In addition to this, Sir has made publications of nearly 25 papers in leading journals. He has also written chapters of books based on hospitality and tourism sectors, global perspective, post-COVID challenges and opportunities. Sir has also been honored with awards like Research Awards, Extra Miller Award, Achievers Award, and GE Elephant Award. So now I invite Dr. Prabhu Christopher, sir, to take forward the session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Jenny, for that wonderful session. Let me have my screen shared and then I'll start my formal thanking note and my session. Just give me a minute. Can I go ahead, sir?
Yes, sir. Please, sir. Please, sir. Now session is yours.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So it's visible, right?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Jennifer, for that wonderful introduction. And I know how difficult for a person to introduce, the speaker, reading the entire profile. And you did a great job, and thanks for that. And I thank Almighty for giving this opportunity, first of all, because the topic what we are going to discuss is something related to universe, right? Let me put it in this way, universe. So I thank Almighty and I thank Indian Institute of Plantation Management for giving this wonderful opportunity to interact with you. It is not that I'm going to teach you something, because I was reading the profile before I enter and I bothered Ganesh Kumar sir, to give participant list to know the background. So I think you know more than me what I have learned and my experience. There are people who are having more than 20 years of experience and all that. So here I'm going to discuss. So thanks for that platform to IIT, IIPM, Institute of Plantation Management. And special thanks to the coordinators, Ganesh Kumar, Dr. B. Venugopal sir, and other two coordinators. So for having confidence in me to take up this very abstract concept. And I know, when I was a political science student, when I hear this kind of concept, usually I used to sleep. And that's how it is. Let me be very frank with you. So now we have understood the importance of this topic. It is all about the life, right? So let us move with that thanking note. Right. One second. I think there is some problem. Yeah. Right. So purpose of this session, actually, I want more of interaction in this session, right? It's not that, as I said earlier, I'm going to say something, you're going to listen something. As I said, it's a very abstract concept. and it's a very open concept. Everyone knows this in a different way, the interpretations. Are we getting the real meaning is what we are trying to ponder, and it's a life-ending process of understanding this concept. And it's very important to be a successful personality when we are ending our life in this life journey. So this is what the main objective of this session. I kindly request you to forget all your things outside world, because the difference between the other session and this session is the other session is what you're upgrading your skill and knowledge, but this particular session is what you're going to study yourself. Because everyone has vehicle, right? Two-wheelers and four-wheelers, and you go for service once in 3 months. Why you're doing that? It has to go very fast and smoother way. Likewise, life has to move in a smoother way. Unless otherwise we self-introspect ourselves, and then we try to relate where we are we doing a right thing or not, whether we are going towards the goal what we have set, whether the goal is a proper goal or not. All these things is what we need to understand in our life, and that's what I am doing personally, and it's a never-ending process. So I kindly request you to forget everything of your personal things, including your family, friend, and work life. You just be here for 2 hours. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to teach. Just I'm going to put some seeds in your mind, which you're already exposed to, and you know how to bring that seeds into a plant, to a tree, and to get the fruit of it. So this is the main purpose of this session. And once again, I thank Jennifer. She has introduced me, but I always used to self-introspect. Am I a correct person for this session, to handle this session, or to facilitate this session? Yeah, on certain note, yes, to some extent, I can interact with you. The reason behind is that I have come to know what is social transformation in Indian context when I was studying political science way back 25 years or 30 years or so. And yes, my PhD is purely based on psychology and organizational behavior. And yeah, obviously, I have an industry and academics where we are having a gap, and God has blessed me to be in a leading position. So as a leader, what I was lagging, and what the leadership, what we have in Indian context, where we are lagging, forgetting about our own Indian culture, all these things matters a lot to me. And the last but not the least, yes, I am a wounded healer. I won't say I'm a certified counselor, rather, let me be very frank with you. I'm a wounded healer. So coming all these pathway, it is not a rosy bed that we come across our life. We fail, and then we raise up, and then again we fall, and then again we raise up. So having all these experience set, so thought of accepting this invitation, and my special thanks to Ganesh Kumar, the professor, and who have been with me for the past 15 years or so. And with all confidence, he has given me this session. I hope I will not disappoint him in any way. So I pray God that it should not happen. So before starting, I want to have a question in front of you. As I said earlier, this is your session. This is where you're going to, because most of the time we are living for others. You just close your eyes and think a while. I'll give 10 seconds. Just close your eyes. Just think how many hours that you're spending for yourself in a day. Just close your eyes. And I'm not saying whether you're closing your eyes or not. As I said, this is your session. 10 seconds I'm going to give time, and I want answers from you. How many hours that you're spending for yourself without thinking about others? Your countdown starts now. Yeah, right. Anyone can respond. How many hours that you're spending for yourself in a day? Any response?
Hello, sir. This is Naveen.
Yeah, Naveen. Yeah, Professor
Yeah,
Naveen. Professor Naveen, right?
no, sir. Just Naveen.
Naveen, right. Naveen. Yeah, Naveen, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm a social innovator. So I would say I hardly spend 1 to 2 hours on myself, sir, except for the 5 to 6 hours sleep I get.
Right. So 1 hour to 2 hours, what you do in that 1 hour to 2 hours?
Most of the time, either I'll go for a walk with my dog
All right.
or watch some movie to get my tension down.
Tension down. So in that 1 hour, 2 hours, in any way that you got a chance to self-introspect that am I in a right position? How many days that you do in a week?
Every day, sir.
Every day you used to think, right? Very good. So what you've understood, what is your purpose of life?
I'm still figuring out it, so, sir.
Yes, that is what we are going to do today. Still, we are going to confirm that. This, I think, I'm praying that this 2 hours, thanks to Naveen, for sharing that. And then, so it's always a kind of motivation to a speaker, especially when he is handling a session online. So whether the other side are sleeping or they are put in mute and then they are discussing something else or they are doing some other job, all these things will happen for a trainer, right? So unless otherwise he get a note, okay, they are listening. If I'm asking some questions, they are reverting to that. And that's where I want to thank Naveen. Yes, he is a representative. Now he's a sample of this population and I thank him. Today, this is what we are going to do. What is my purpose of life? What it should be, at least, if I am not figured out what it should be, what is the purpose of life is what we are going to figure out, right? Having that said, I am having one slide in front of you. Just think for a minute, what comes to you when I'm showing this particular picture? What runs in your mind when you see this picture? And if I want to tell you, just explain about this or what comes to your mind, what you will say. I think there is chat box also here. Very good. Innovation. Rohan. Good. Innovation. You can do a chat box also. I have opened my chat box here. Right. Innovation. What else comes to your mind? You can open and say that what you feel when you see this. Anyone? What comes to your mind when you see this picture? An active brain with self-focus. Very good, Naveen. An active brain with self-focus. Right. Very good. Any response? Action. Right. Then what else? What else comes to your mind? An active brain with self-focus, action. I could see some professors also there in the list of participants. They can also, yeah, interaction with mission, self-reliability, right? Good. So when I'm seeing all this, thanks to all respondents, and it's really nice that we are in active session. So when you see this revert, one revert is talks about an intrinsic thing, right? The brain and self-focus. This is something intrinsic. Others, interaction with mission, self-reliability. Very good. You know what answer that I got from a BTech student when I was showing this? He said that I am that light. I am that light. I got astonished. Till date, that particular statement, I'm not getting anywhere till date, till this second. And I was asking him, what made you to say that? Sir, no one is, giving light, but I want to give light to others. So at least by seeing me, let them understand they are not glowing what has to be done. And I want to be that light. Is that interesting, right? Why that thought process is not running in our mind? Anyone? is what I want to put a seed in you. As a professor, as an entrepreneur, I hear that there are a few entrepreneurs are here. As an entrepreneur, as an academician, as a researcher, what contribution that I'm making to this society so that others are getting benefit out of my talent. And you may wonder why I'm doing this Gyan. This is not a Gyan. This is what something called, I won't say right now, I'll let you know later. Let me fill that blanks in slides to come, right? I always used to start a session, these kind of sessions, whenever I used to handle, and I take the help of Socrates. To know thyself is the beginning of wisdom. Unless otherwise you know yourself, what kind of person you are, you will not be able to survive in this society with all confidence. And we term it as self-efficacy, the belief, self-belief on what we can do. How many of us are really traveling in a boat where we want to travel, where we are supposed to travel? If you close your eyes, again, I'm not going to ask you to do that. Today night, you have to do this exercise. Am I in the right track? Am I sailing the boat what is meant for me? If you're having that confidence, please proceed. If you don't have that confidence, rework on your thought process. The objective of this session is that. Why this session is important for us. And again, I'll try to relate how it is getting related with the topic of Indian ethos and values. I'll let you know how it is. My session is going to be on these three topics. Actually, these three oceans, Atlantic, Pacific, and the ocean, Bay of Bengal or whatever it is, life skill, Indian ethos, teaching and learning psychology, behavior. So bits and pieces. And if you take life skill, we can teach for one semester. Indian ethos, one semester. In certain universities, they are having this as a degree program. Teaching and learning psychology behavior, we used to take number of hours, say 5 days continuous, especially in FTP faculty development program. Maybe the faculty members who are sitting here may understand, they may be compelled to attend this kind of training program, and that's why you're here, and that's a different issue. But having this said, how I'm going to do it or deliver it or discuss this concepts in a very nutshell manner so that you can get that essence of it. Already you know it, but how I'm going to deliver it matters. So this is how I am going to do this. First, I will make you to understand what is ethos and ethics. This is a very different, this is very an abstract concept to define, because that is where everything starts. Let us discuss it. No, just I'm telling you the flow that I'm going to go through. Indian ethos. What Indian ethos is all about. So unless otherwise you know the word ethos, unless otherwise you know the word ethics, you will not be able to understand what is Indian ethos is all about. And after saying that, where are we as an Indian? Have I understood the Indian ethos as an Indian? As an individual, as a Naveen, have I understood who am I? As he rightly said, still I am figuring it out. Who am I? And then we are going to end up with life skill. What is the real meaning of life skill as far as Indian ethos is concerned? Is that sufficient for me to live in this world, to understand Indian ethos and to move forward in deciding my career? Is what we are going to understand. Hope I am clear and you're able to understand my flow. If you don't, please let me know. I'll stop, I'll rework, and I will let you know what I'm supposed to deliver it in a meaning that what you want to differ from it. Is there any objections or is there any expectations? Okay.
No, sir, you can follow this.
Right, good. Thank you, Professor Kiran. Professor Kiran, right?
No, sir, I am student. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, this is very important for students as well, because this is where you need to find yourself down the line 10 years where I want to be. Right, fine. Anyways, thank you, Kiran. Now, ethics and ethos. What do you mean by ethics? What do you mean by ethos? Is that a one and same, or it is different, or what you mean by the term ethics and ethos? It is in one basket. Ethos and ethics. Anyone shared in chat box? How to see? No one is there in chat box as well. Right. So what is ethos? What is ethics? Anyone? What comes to mind? What is ethics is all about? It's a very abstract concept. Because this decides everything. Ethos decides everything. Ethics decides everything. Anyone? Ethos, ethics, without seeing your Google. That is also there in online. People used to refer the page and then give answers. Let us not waste time in searching. This all has to come by default. What is ethos and ethics?
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
So ethics is nothing all about how we behave in our lives.
Right. Then?
I don't have idea about ethos, sir.
Yeah, who said this?
Sir, Kiran, sir.
Very good, Kiran. The first point is right. What is ethics? But what could be the ethos? Is there anyone want to share what is ethos is all about? Right. Let me go to the other slide. So this is what the meaning of ethos and ethics, where you can understand the better meaning of ethos. Ethos is nothing but your belief. For an example, take one onion. You peel it off, but there is a purpose why usually organizational behavioralists take an onion to define a culture, or anthropologists or sociologists, why they are taking onion to define the culture or the belief system. For an example, if you peel the onion layer by layer by layer by layer, at one point in time you will not find anything. It is one empty. From that emptiness, everything goes goes by creation, and you get an onion. Simple. That nothing is what is your belief system, that assumptions, that ideals, that one particular community or a society or a nation state believe, that is what by which I am leading my life, and I want to lead my life. And that is known as ethos. As Kiran was rightly pointed out, ethics is a manifestation or the next level of an ethos, where you're trying to prove to others what is right or wrong. You may say that, no, you're wrong. This is what is right is all about. But where comes that right and wrong comes from? And that is what is ethos is all about. Now, better you understand the meaning of ethics and ethos. So ethics comes under ethos. So ethos is everything based on which everything has been built up. It's just like a foundation stone. Ethos is a foundation stone, a belief and ideals. And these concept is what create a concept called cultural relativism. Cultural relativism is nothing but, in a layman context, what is right to me may not right to you. What is wrong to me may not wrong to you. But anyways, we are living in a globe. We need to adjust with these differences, and we need to move ahead. Be it an organizational life, be it a social life, be it a personal life, whatever it is. This is the basic meaning of ethos, ethics, that gives to the concept called cultural relativism. This is very important for any human being to understand, because we have different kinds of cultures: Western culture, Middle East culture, even Asian culture, the Southeast Asian culture, so on and so forth. Right. So what is our Indianism? What is our Indian ethos? Anyone want to share? There are experienced people than me. more than 25 years of experience also, I've seen one professor is there. He will be the better person to guide me. The universal law of humanity formed by an ancient man. Okay, Professor Rohan, diversity, very good. Now I'm getting right. We are getting into the platform. I think everyone started sharing. The universal law of humanity found by the ancient man. Okay, question. Does this coincide with theory of human bias? Absolutely. Yes. Where comes the bias comes from? Bias is what your thoughts that you're taking inside. There are it's something related to psychology as well. How we are creating that bias. We are going to cover this as a part in coming slide. Maybe after our break, I'm going to cover this. Even I may be able to understand what kind of person you are. Are you creating a human bias or not? That I will let you know, Professor Rohan. Professor Rohan, is Professor Rohan or can I call Rohan? Because I'm on
please don't call me professor. Myself, Dr. Rohan Chhabra. I've done PhD in bioprocess technology.
Right. Okay. Okay, Rohan. Even I am from industry, at certain times, it's a kind of a travel between industry to academics. So in industry, people used to call by name, but in academics, most of the academicians, used to call by professor. So that's how, I'm getting clarity from you.
Rohan,
yeah, Rohan.
Very
good, Rohan. Very good, Rohan. Actually, we are going to do a small exercise to which extent we are biased, right? That I will answer your question. By that time, you may understand whether it is coincide with the theory of human bias. Obviously, the question is yes, but how? I'll let you know later. Good. So what Indianism? What is Indian ethos? Because what I am going to cover here is just a pinch of ocean. I'm not going to talk about everything. Just I'm going to talk about a small concept and try to relate with the entire, concept, the psychology or whatever it is. What is Indianism? What is Indian ethos? And how it affects your life? Any idea? Or which guides you as a Rohan, as a Rajesh, as a Naveen, as a Kiran, as a Ganesh, as whomever it is? Which guides you? What guides you? It is that your knowledge, it is that your degree, what you scored, the PhD or MA or MBA or PGDCA, feeling or purpose, right? Then what is Indianism? What is Indian ethos? Indian belief system is what I'm asking. What is Indian belief system? 1,000 years back, we have a good knowledge, saints have given to us, but we are not carrying it now. Peace. Okay. Professor Veena, right. Good. Practice of culture. Right, that's right. Okay, peace is what Indian belief system is all about, the sentiments. Right. Whatever you said is true, but let us understand, maybe you just correct me if I'm wrong. As I said, it's pure discussion platform. It is not, I am teaching you. No way. This is an abstract concept. Anyone can give any explanation, any interpretation. But have we understood in a correct way is what we need. Right. We'll go ahead with that. Thank you for everyone. Kumar, Rajesh. Hinduism is a way of life, one of most scientifically advanced religion on ancient time. Very good. It's a walk of life, Rohan. It's a walk of life. Hinduism is a walk of life. It is not a religion, basically. I carry by name Prabhu Christopher, but I am an Indian. I know what my Indian walk of life is all about. And when I was getting into this Hindu ethos, thanks to my grandmother, thanks to my father who was an historian, my grandmother taught me Mahabharata, Ramayana, everything she taught. Now it is lingering in my mind. And what we are studying in Western management thought, motivational theory, Maslow's hierarchical theory, need theory, or whatever, Herzberg motivation theory, extrinsic versus intrinsic motivation theory. All these theories has come back to us, It has taken from here, it has come back to us in a different form. Or maybe to be on the safer side, a wise man thinks alike. Maybe today in Western people, I would have thought what our Asian saints have thought. To be on the safer side, let me have this line as well, to create a conflict in later days. So as Rohan said, it's a way of life. That's good, right? Let's try to understand what is Indian ethos keys. How many of you have heard Purushartha, Dharma, Kama, Artha, Moksha? There are a number of things. As I said, this is just a pinch of ocean, just pinch of ocean. This is enough. One thing, if your mom is cooking a food and if you're eating and you can say, Ma, just a pinch of salt can you give? That makes the entire food delicious. And this is what is all about. This is pinch of ocean that makes your life is very bright. So just think Indian ethos, what is all about. But let us first clarify what is Purushartha, or the definitions, what I've understood. In case if you have understood better than me, please share it. That's what I'm telling you. This is a discussion forum. This is a seminar forum where you can contribute your ideas. No room for conflict here. Because this is what the academician does. Academician come to a platform, industrial experts comes to a platform to share the knowledge, not to conflict with the knowledge. Right? So Purushartha Dharma, it's a right way of living, what Rohan was saying, the walk of life, the right way of living. What is my law? What is my duty? What I have to follow? Basically, the base meaning of Dharma. Kama is aesthetic enjoyment of desires, the pleasures, the love, the compassion, the passion, whatever things that you are looking at, that is known as Kama. Artha is means of life, the materialistic possession, your house, your environment, so on and so forth, the materialistic thing. Moksha. There are two schools, that's what I heard. Maybe there are a number of schools also to define the moksha. One is that cycle of death and rebirth, samsara, leaving the samsara, status. And the other school talks about self-knowledge and self-realization. This is what I'm going to concentrate on. This school, let me confine now. As I said, let us not wander on the ocean. Let us take one small fish and eat it better way so that we can have some good digestion. Let us take this self-knowledge and self-realization of moksha concept and we'll try to relate what is it all about, why I need to study with Indian ethos. So Indian ethos is revolving around this concept as a base where what is my way of living? Am I follow the duties? Am I following a duty? I'm following the rights. Suppose in case if I'm going to have a desire, am I having the desire what I should have? And I am enjoying the pleasure, what I should enjoy the pleasure. Because there is a saying, pleasure is a pain. Someone can give you example, what is pleasure? How pleasure can be a pain? Do you suggest that we are all living? Yeah, that's what we are going to explore, Rohan. That's what we are going to explore. Your question will be answered in all the slides. End of the slide, you will get all the answers. Answer for your questions. Okay, what was my question? Is a pleasure is a pain? How many of you say the pleasure is a pain? Can you give me one example that yes, pleasure is a pain? I will say yes, pleasure can also be a pain. How? Can anyone give you a classic example or make audience to laugh? In case if it is an eye to eye, person to person FTP, this could have been a different experience altogether. Can you give me some example of pleasure that causes the pain? Very difficult to judge. For an example, I have seen one video. One eminent personality was speaking when she was saying The same example I'm giving, and that's a perfect example that even I used to go ahead with. You're buying a costly car. That's a pleasure, right? You enjoy that. You have that better feeling. Okay, I'm buying a car and I'm riding. That's a pleasure. But are you happy all the time when you're driving a car? Obviously not, right? And that to Bengaluru, when you're driving in a street where you are having more population, even if a person scratches by his nail, you will get that pain in you. Pleasure is a pain. How you decide your desire matters a lot. I'll go to the next slide. You'll be able to understand this better. Unless otherwise, your aesthetic enjoyment of desire and at the means of life is controlled by your self-realization, the feeling of, understanding the ignorant part, the self-knowledge. It's very difficult to understand what is your purpose of life. Answering to the question of Rohan, the purpose of life. You will not be able to get the purpose of life unless otherwise. Please underline the word. It is getting recorded as well. Unless otherwise, there is a self-realization, there is a self-knowledge, conscious thoughts and process, you will not be able to attain the purpose of life. I am putting in front of you, there are students, there are professors. Can you openly say what is your purpose of life? Anyone can share in the chat box or anyone can interact with me. What is the purpose of life? When the purpose of life will get fully satisfied? Anyone? Anyone? What is your purpose of life? Sir, do you mean enlightenment? Yes, obviously. Yes, Rohan. Now tell me, what is your purpose of life? Let us discuss. Yeah.
Sir, my purpose is not to attain enlightenment. My purpose is to fight climate change, I would say.
Okay, so climate change is purpose of life. Something do successful. Kiran says that something do successful. He says that I want to fight with the climatic change. Cloud there is something called cloud raining. I don't know whether I'm relating to your concept. Purpose depends on feeling. Rajesh, sir, can you please explain what is purpose depend on feelings? No, just I'm asking a blunt question. I can't say what the purpose of my life, but I can feel joy by doing what makes me happy. Right. Naveen has said that what makes feel. This is what I am questioning now. What you're feeling, what makes you happy should not hurt others. If Naveen has the clarity, I'm very happy. But this is the first level what Indian ethos is talking about. Indian ethos is talking about something one step ahead than what Naveen justify the statement that yes, I feel I want to do what I feel happy, but that will not hurt others. For an example, Naveen, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about someone else. Smoking cigarette. Smoking cigarette. Yes, it is not affecting others when I'm doing my smoking in a restroom or in some other place. Or, this is harm to me, but I feel enjoy. I feel very happy doing it. Drinking. One response is there. I said, no, when my student, sir, I want to catch you, sir. I feel sad even one student failed. That's good. This is what I was expecting. If one student fail, I feel bad. But again, I'm asking Rajesh sir, are you feeling bad that you have not conveyed the message properly? Or you're really worrying for that student? Rajesh sir, can you please unmute and give you your explanation? I feel sad even one student failed. When you will feel very sad, is you're feeling sad because that you're not delivering or you have not prepared well so that the student got failed? Rajesh sir? Okay, anyways, maybe his mic is not functioning, I believe. Let me take that way, right? So that to move forward. So this is very important. This is what Indian ethos is talking about. This is what the moksha is talking about. Yeah, I can understand, sir. I can understand, Ajay, sir. Not an issue. But yes, we are in track. Everyone is in track. That's enough for me. So the purpose of life, am I stopping with myself, or I am disseminating to others, or I am making others to feel happy because of my presence? That is what this purpose of life is all about. That is what Indian ethos is talking about. No men in this world without desire. Anyone for that matter. Anyone for that matter. Everyone will have the desire. But when I am going for that desire, am I hurting someone? That is number one. When I am going for the desire, is that only for me or is that for everyone? Is that for everyone? That is what is the purpose of life. When I am acquiring materialistic life, take business for that matter. Whenever you go for a product selling, am I selling below MRP? Am I going with MRP, or I'm giving much more than an MRP? What is that materialistic life that I'm living? For example, the best example that I can give you is Cadbury's. How many of you know the story of Cadbury? How many like Cadbury chocolate? Please raise your hands. I mean, at least you just say, yes, I like Cadbury's. Raised hand. Very good. Rohan raised hand. Kiran raised hand. Then, you know this. What is written in that Cadbury chocolate? Have you ever seen the Cadbury chocolate? Cadbury chocolate. There is one word. Starts with the B. Have you heard about that word? What is that word? Can anyone type in chat? That is the success story of Cadbury. In fact, it is not the taste. It is not the taste. Success story is, I put it in a simple way. When Cadbury brothers, when they started this Cadbury chocolate, they started this chocolate for a purpose. That time, those days, 100 years or 150 years ago, people were dying because of, what you call the drug. So they want to have a replacement for this. Society's need of that. Everyone is dying because of this drug. Let me introduce a replacement of this drug. What I can introduce? Let me introduce a chocolate. This is the base story of Cadbury. And that is the goodwill is still existing today. It is the feeling what they have created, the purpose of life. For them, that's the purpose of life. They want to replace the existing scenario by giving something which is good for the society. You just take any business for that matter, even Sam Walton, Walmart, when he was starting with a small shop with a minimal cost. He got award from president. Everyone was criticizing. Why you're giving this much of very least cost price products? And everything is getting affected. Our business is getting affected. You never mind. You just go ahead with that. I'll go with this. Let me face loss. I don't mind. But today, they are the one. Everyone knows about that organization. That is the purpose of life. That is what this purpose of life is all about. But still the story is not over. Still the story is not over. So here, what you have understood is that I'm taking a conscious thought in my mind and I am converting that into action that serves the society and that makes the society happy. And because of that, I am becoming happiest person in the life. And that is what is my purpose of life. And that's what the Indian ethos-based concept is all about. Well-being, welfare versus well-being. I want to get satisfaction by means of giving satisfaction to others. So I need to be very careful in possessing my means of life, in taking my desire. I should desire for what I am meant for. I can't go and see. I'm interested in doing cine movies, but I can't go for Shah Rukh Khan replacement. Everyone throw rotten egg and rotten whatever it is, they will throw at me. Maybe I can go as a script writer. Maybe I can go as a side role, any role, but I can't desire for an hero. That is the self-knowledge, self-realization. That is known as self-efficacy. What is my belief? What I can do in future so that I will be happy, others also will be happy. So the story is not end. That is not only the purpose of life. Something else is also there. That's what we are going to discuss. So consciously, whether I am finding my thoughts and I'm converting into an action, and that's an outcome. I'm getting that outcome. Recently, when I was attending one NLP program, neuro-linguistic program, interestingly, I was coming across one small concept. I request all professors and even entrepreneurs like Naveen and others, please go and attend NLP program for your benefit. Or if you don't have time, please try to read or try to watch the videos of NLP, because NLP becomes so practitioners are there minting money. Don't go in that line. Try to understand what is NLP is all about. You know one thing, our sensory organs gives 4 Mbps information to our brain. The poor brain can be able to process only 200 kbps. And that's become our action. That becomes our outcome. That becomes our other feelings. So what is the 200 kbps we are converting? For an example, assume that you're earning say around 1 lakh rupees, and you're hearing an information that just hearing, you have not seen even you have not seen even, just hearing that your counterpart is earning 2 lakh of the same profile. Suddenly it will go, it will affect a particular neuron, it will create one sense, it will release one neuron, it will produce chemical, it will produce emotions, and it will decide your behavior. It will decide your behavior. Based on that, you may get envy, or you may get a drive to ponder upon some other organization to go, okay, whether I am able to get 2 lakh and everything. So these are all assumptions that you are building just by hearing. Yes, Naveen, very good. This is what the problem is. In most of our life, materialistic life is overlapping. Even you just take any aspect in your life, be it a married life. For a married person, this could be an experience. For a lover, this could be a different experience. For academician, this could be a different experience. Most of the time, we start getting deviated by comparing with others. But what I am capable of, this is what I always used to suggest MBA students to go with the protein carrier attitude. Please, professors, advise students to go with the protein carrier attitude, which is nothing but their self-efficacy, what they are good at. I'll give one more example to make this point very clear. One of my cousin, he was a software professional. He earned 3 lakhs to 4 lakhs per month. Believe me, trust me. And he has visited almost all countries, but he was not satisfied at all. And he went to depression to the max. That time I was not a psychologist. Now I understood where he made a mistake. We were pondering why this guy, and he got one son. And how he is going to lead life. Everyone was bothering. And at last they found, okay, he is interested in music and he wants to excel in that. Someone has compelled him to be a software professional. And he became a software professional. Now something else is working on his mind to ponder something else. You just imagine the purpose of life of that particular person is gone waste. He is not happy, others are not happy. The entire purpose of life has gone with artha, the means of life, the materialistic life. Someone has forced. Because the 200 kbps information, the conscious, and again I'm telling you, I'm giving a seed. Majority portion, this all neurologists have agreed this point. Majority of the thought process, what you're hearing and what you're seeing, what you're sensing, everything goes to your unconscious state, not to your conscious state, for your kind information. If something is triggered that unconscious brain, then you start acting on that without knowing yourself, and that leads to a different aspect. I saw a movie, Shazam and Superman, where it talked about 7 evils, where I read about those evils and making myself better. I still have downdraft sometimes, but will overcome. Yes, there are techniques, Naveen. There are techniques where you can replace your thought process in a single minute. You won't believe. You want to spend just 1 hour for that exercise. But this is not the purpose of the session. The purpose of session, let me not deviate too much on this. So the purpose of life is how you decide your artha, how you decide your karma by means of your self-realization, and you decide your purpose of life. So the purpose of life now come to a stage where you came to understand that, okay, this is not that only I should happy, the others also should happy. But the story is not over. We'll go to the next slide. What is this? Have you seen this anywhere? This is nothing but the motivation theory of Maslow's hierarchy. Maslow's hierarchical motivation theory. This is nothing but our own Indian ethos has come back to us in a Western management concept. So see the physiological needs and basic needs. This is what we are talking about. Physiological needs, foods, and intimate relationship, desire, all the psychological needs and basic needs. That's right. The psychological needs and basic needs. This is what this artha and karma that has come in in a bundled manner. What we are drinking is tea dust, but the tea leaf is going somewhere else, and then we are drinking as a what you call the leaf tea or whatever it is, paying with too many cars. I'm not a kind of communist, so don't brand me as a communist. Just for time being, let me be like that, no matter what it is. We have that all concepts building our culture, but we have never explored it. If you're really interested, please go and search articles written by JBP Sinha. Number of articles have written based on this. Right. Okay. Anyways, this is a motivation theory given by Maslow's hierarchy, Maslow's gentleman, where you resolve this basic needs, physiological needs. Once you satisfy that, you go to the next need and go to the next need. At last, you're going for the self-actualization. In our context, we mean self-actualization in today's context is attaining moksha. This is what we are understanding in today's context. But that is not true Indian ethos. Indian ethos is what they're asking us to do self-actualization. And then do the rest of the things will happen by default. Self-knowledge, self-interest, self-consciousness. What Socrates was saying that time. Same thing. But we are working ulta. We are running behind. These are all extrinsic factors. These are all extrinsic factors. So physiological needs and basic needs are all extrinsic factors. This is comparative. I'm having a duplex house. My friend is having a duplex house. Let me go with a villa. My friend is having a villa. Let me go with some other flat. Shah Rukh Khan is tying a watch. That's a very recent trendy videos, I think you would have seen. You know how much cost Shah Rukh Khan is wearing? Any idea? Any idea what is the cost of Shah Rukh Khan's watch? It's open because, it has come in videos and all that. Just in crores, 3 crores or 4 crores, I think 5 crores, I believe, the watch. Simple watch, same time, same 2 needles, but 5 crores, 4 crores. Something called the esteem, the prestige, feeling of accomplishment. He has suffered so lot, and no one knows the story of Shah Rukh Khan, that he was sleeping in a small bench, expecting 20 rupees from his friend. No one knows that, what you call, the turmoil what he has undergone, the stress what he has undergone in his life. After many difficulties, and he built his kingdom. He realized this is what my self-actualization is. And now he is able to resolve all these basic needs. For example, if you go to Westerners from the beginning, child has to be in a separate room. Why? Because they want to make them understand what kind of person they are. But they are also having too many negatives. We are also having too many negatives. Let us concentrate on certain things which is good for us, which we need to learn. And this has been transferred from here to there. That's a different issue altogether. So self-actualization. So this is what Indian ethos teaches. First, what we are doing, we are concentrating on psychological needs and basic needs, and we are losing number of aspects in our life, happiness in our life, purpose of life by itself. How many of you are really enjoying your life? Raise your hands. Yes, I have achieved what I want. If you ask me, yes, I can raise hand now. But I wasted nearly 15 years to achieve this. What am I doing? I was revolving around the psychological. This is what students' counseling is all about. And teachers, there are professors. This is your noble profession. This is what the purpose of life. Someone said that if student got failed, I will become sad. Yeah, you become a sad. Or you becoming a sad, the student is failing, is not going to get into a career. Yes, you are in a right track. But if you are concentrating on one particular student or one particular set of student, then we are wrong. That's not the purpose of life. So as a professor, when you go into a classroom, you need to concentrate on satisfying all the sensory organs, your eyes, ear, feeling. Forget about the taste, the feeling. What the feeling that you're giving in a class, what type of dress that you're wearing and you're taking class, what type of movement that you're doing in your class. Even I'm telling you, just close your eyes. If I say happiness, some picture will come to your mind. Some sound will come to your mind. You will recall it. Actually, I am a backbench student. I know till date I used to remember one song. There is a movie called Talabadi. Punitha Purvamum. I'm not remembering now. But I used to hear that song and I scored 10 out of 10 in the song just by seeing and just by hearing the music. I didn't memorize at all. So students varies, customers varies, people vary, and you need to deliver your thoughts, your actions on par with their expectations. You need to understand if a person is, good in visualizing, you need to make them understand by showing pictures. Just I'm giving him some suggestions to improvise that part, that right way of living. It's not that you just study, this is the way that you need to study. You just memorize it. Definitely you will not memorize, you will fail. You just go and tell customers this is what the price is all about. You need to admit it. Baba, there are other suppliers are giving with lesser cost. Let me go there. Even if your price is very high, if you're able to convince him on his note, you will be able to sell the product. The worth of 100 product you can sell for 10,000 rupees. That's the power of your mind. And that's what this Indian ethos is talking about. Because whenever material things comes into picture, we start getting more of selfishness. We are forgetting the basic purpose of life is all about. And you're losing yourself. My mom told that I want to be a doctor because doctor is a profession where you can get money all the time. You know one thing, my sister, she is a doctor, but she was not happy. Why? She may not get leave. If she wants to get a leave, patient will give a call. This is the problem. She can't even sleep at night. She's a radiotherapist. But now, what's happening? I've studied for someone else. What is my interest? Gone. So just I am putting this in your mind to think further. Right? Let me take one more slide. Two more slides, and then we'll break for time. Venugopal sir or coordinators are there. Can we break after 5 minutes? Can I give a break? Any coordinators are there? Any coordinators are there? I don't think so. Coordinators are there, I believe. Okay, anyways.
I think there is a network issue. So
okay.
Can we take break after 2 slides as you mentioned?
Oh, right, fine. Okay, thank you, sir. So this is the slide that I want to show you. Swami Chinmayananda. May your life be simple and pure, so you know only beauty. May your mind be clear and quiet, so you speak only of truth. May your heart be filled, love and compassion, so you radiate light to all you meet. Now you understand why I put that first slide, the light. Now you understand that first light, what I put, the one light is glowing, and I want you to be, glow for others. And that's the purpose, and that is what is needed. But I don't know how many of us, including me, I was not like this, 15 years when I started earning. Let me be frank with you. For the past 4 years or 5 years, yes, I understand that the purpose of my life is something different. So this is what I thought of giving it to you. So are we following our Indian ethos? Are we following a right way of life? If you ask me as a person who did PhD, there are certain aspects we Indians are not following our own Indian ethos, which has so many of, content for our life to decide the purpose of life. How beautifully they have deciphered the moksha, the dharma, in terms of controlling your kama and artha. We are not doing it. Why? Because of alsations, industrialization, liberalization, privatization, globalization. This is all a kind of invasions and made our Indians to forget our Indian ethos, the belief. And we started pondering something else. We known for collectivist people. We known for teamwork. We are known for, for example, you take Tata, TCS, Tata Consultancy Service. There were, I don't know how many of you guys have, how many of professors or gentlemen have heard about this story. One secretary went to Tata and he was saying that, Ratan Tata, he was saying that, sir, you are sending people to US for a client service, but unfortunately they are resigning the job and then they are shifting to another company. They are becoming their citizens and they are not coming back in India, and we are losing our Indians. The story that has been narrated, recently I heard this, not recently, maybe a year back I heard this. For that, the gentleman was saying that let them settle, be happy. At least Through me, they are going and then they are serving there. Let them be happy. We are more younger minds to serve. Let me serve this younger minds. Let them also go and settle. I will be very happy. And that's the reason why TCS is existing. It is not that they are into software. They are into, no, it's not that. Something else, CSR, corporate social responsibility. All these things are there. But how many of us are following? Nothing. We started pondering in between individualistic and collectivistic. We are neither individualistic nor collectivistic. We are sailing in two boats. We never know what is our public space and private space. We work like a donkey Monday to Saturday, Sunday night to satisfy someone else. Are you giving time for your family? Are you giving time for your children? Are you giving time for your own private space? Just just think. Answer 80% will be no. Because there is no private space, there is no public space. We are getting confused. We are running behind with something else. Particularism. You know how many cases are pending in Supreme Court and High Court. Why? Because we differ from laws. We go with ascriptive. Ascriptive is nothing but we go with the background. Who has committed mistake? And pathetically, there used to be one argument. 80 or 90-year-old lady got raped in North India somewhere, where one person who's coming under age, he was also involved in that rape. But no one was concentrating on that. Everyone started debating whether this guy has to be punished by law or he has to be considered as a juvenile delinquency. This is where we are. This is where the emotions plays a very important role in our life. And I'm not saying this. This is research work. I've given the name also. So we have totally forgot, I'm not saying everyone, majority junk. We are not appreciating our own Indian culture. We are not bringing into our walk of life and we are not doing it. And then once you get into management schools and when you start hearing this kind of guions, when we start hearing this kind of training programs, we started realizing that we are losing our game. We are losing our bus. And it's too late for us to have that realization. But good that at least now we realize that the other years to come, let us be happy in living for ourselves and make others happy. Now we are living for others to make happy. You be happy first. But decide when you be happy, others also be happy. Right? So with this, this is what we are. So reality is something different. What Indian culture is talking about is something different. So now we have understood, just to conclude this particular session, we have understood what is Indian ethos is all about. What is ethos is all about. Ethics is all about. Cultural relativism, and we started understanding what is Indian ethos to Purushottam, that 4 component, dharma, artha and kama and moksha, how it is getting interrelated. All these things are getting interrelated. It has to get interrelated. Moksha has to come first. Self-realization, self-knowledge has to come first. Ignorant should not be there. So don't go with the rebirth, cycle of rebirth and all. It's very in-depth concept. Just try to understand at the skeletal level and try to apply this Indian ethos. But in reality, we are not applying it, including me for that matter. So with this, I conclude the first session. I think there are some chats happening over there. The justice of this country is by us. So many societal challenges. What should we do, sir? Please guide us. Yes, we are going to do that. Without money, how can we do CSR activities? We don't even get money for conducting research. That's a very good question. See, this is the problem. We are expecting something. Penciling, right? When that person was doing the research, I don't know, overall funding and all, I'm not coming to that aspect. If that particular gentleman have taken a plea that I won't give a patent, free patent, What could have been the society, the entire society? How do we get to know who has attained the self-realization? That's what we are going to do now. The next session is that. The next self-realization. I want to make you understand what kind of person you are. What kind of person, if I'm asking you, Rohan, what kind of person you are, you will say some characteristics. I bet if you come to me as a, it's not a, no, I'm doing counseling actually for free of cost. There are a number of instruments. I will make you understand what kind of person you are, how you react to the situation. Have you self-realized? No one, I'm telling you, Rohan, no one is self-realized. To some extent, they know that, okay, this is of my nature, but I bet that is not their character really. Either they are cheating themselves or they don't know who are they really. 80% of people, including me for that matter. That's what I'm always including me. But it will take more time to realize yourself. Self-realization will not have that easy. That's what the Goldman definition of emotional intelligence. I think NASCOM report says that, nearly how many percentage? Only 40 to 45% are employable. Others are not employable, though they are having CGP of more than 9 point. Why they have to give that sarcastic report? Is not that shame on us? Are we producing the student with employability skill? Is what we need to ask time and again. Time and again, we want to ask that. So CGP is just become a matter of a token to get into an interview panel. Simple as that. But in interview panel, how you behave matters a lot. So answer for your question is next session. Maybe we can conclude with this for the first session. The second session, I will fastly go ahead and then try to conclude everything answering Rohan's question. What should we do and all that. You will get an clarity, or otherwise we can have a discussion post my session. I will break it for 5 minutes. Hope you are enjoying the session. If not, please feel free to discuss. And as I said, what I'm sharing is just pinch of ocean. And I believe what I'm doing to my conscience. Right? But more is there, more interesting thing is there. I'm going to make you understand what kind of personality you are by a small exercise. A very small exercise, I'll make you to realize what kind of person you are. Right? Okay. With this, I conclude this session. We'll meet after, now the time is 10:20 in 2022. So we'll be meeting by 2032. Right? 10 minutes sharp. I'll be here. 2032 will start again. And stop sharing it. And let it be like that. Not an issue. Can we start?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. Thank you. So,
Yes.
yeah. So we were trying to understand where we are as an Indians where we are. So unfortunately, we are missing our bus because of certain characteristics. I'm not saying that this is applicable to all Indians, but this is where we are suffering. This is where we are suffering on an average, and it has been identified by a proper research. And especially this research has been taken with working professionals. So that is a pathetic situation. In fact, when I was doing psychological counseling course 2 years back, counseling course especially, and it says, one reputed organization, for confidentiality, I don't want to mention that name of an organization, has released one pathetic report stating that women have been given more power. We are talking about empowerment, we are talking about this and that and all that. But unfortunately, the scenario is most of women are getting into a depressed state that turned to be, a kind of severe depression, and few of them are, getting heart attacks. Many casualties are there. The reason behind is that still masculinity is existing even in educated background. Like this, there are number of aspects that we need to look at. And this is a different kind of area where I'm giving it to professors here, researchers here, entrepreneurs are here, and giving this insight to you. Just more work on Indian culture and its effect on your organizational behavior. I bet definitely you will have a stunning report in front of your eyes. And I have taken more than hundreds of counselings from the day one when I started this counseling practice. Believe me, most of the cases are just they are deviating from what they want to do, and they are suffering, they are ruminating. This is what is happening. So just to have that word of caution, let me go to the next session. So here, now we talked about the societal. The first session is concentrate on societal aspects. We were trying to understand what is Indian ethos and how it affects our walk of life and what is the purpose of life. The purpose of life, as I said, we have crossed an half of the ocean. The other ocean is now. Let me go with that. So in front of you, there is a statement. Just read the statement. I'll ask you a question. I'll ask this three questions. Just read the statement. Rohan is there? Rohan, you're there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So answer for your question starts from here. There are several questions Rohan has asked. Just read this question. I'll ask some. We will inquire something. We'll try to find out what is your basic character, the self-realization. This is a part of self-realization. Just read that. You're riding in a car driven by a close friend. He is a pedestrian. You know he was going at least 35 miles per hour in an area of the city where the maximum allowed speed is 20 miles per hour. There are no witnesses. His lawyer says that if you testify under oath that he was driving 20 miles per hour, it may save him from serious consequences. What right has your friend to expect you to protect him? Hope you understand this question. What right has your friend to expect you to protect him? Can you please choose your options and give it in the chat box? Okay, C. Very good, Naveen. I'll tell about your character. What kind of person you are to some extent, like an astrologer or like a numerologist or whatever it is. But don't scold me if it is wrong. Huh? It's just a starting point of self-realization. There are a number of skills out there to make you understand what kind of person you are. Rohan is a person, right? Chabra, Rohan Chabra, right? Naveen, C. Only two? What about others? So this is a best example, right? So whenever these life skill courses are comes in, we are not that much of concentrating on this. That's okay, fine. Anyways, at least if it goes to 2 to 3 people, I'm very happy. We are not giving importance to our life. That's more important. That self-realization is very important. But yes, Naveen C, Rohan A, Rajesh, Malur C, right, fine. Okay. With this, I want to give respect for those who are really responding and those who are really listening and then not able to respond. I also salute them. Let me show you a slide of your character on an average. As I said earlier, this is something, a starting point of understanding your character. That may not be true, that may be true to some extent. You need to justify that, right? But there are certain other skills to make you understand what kind of characters are. You would have come across some. So group A, those who have answered, those who have chosen group A, you are polychronic person. You tend to work in a team. Polychronic person in the sense you tend to take many jobs at a time. And you are capable enough to work with a team. And you're a collectivistic person. And you're a particularistic person as well. You try to accommodate with others. I don't know whether who has taken A. Rohan has taken A. Rohan, is that true? Rohan, is that true? I request
to some extent, sir. To some extent, sir.
To some extent, it's true, right? I request everyone to mute their. Yeah, thank you. So to Rajesh sir, can you please mute yourself? Yeah, I have muted you. Right. So to some extent, it's true. But the problem here is that there are certain characters that needs to be improved at certain times. Let me deliberately use the word called selfish. Why I'm using the word selfish is that even for your relationship, you don't mind taking action. You will go with that because you want to safeguard that relationship. And certain times you're diffused. You don't know what is public and private because you're too emotional. And certain cases, you are assumption based. You are not on realistic way that you take a decision. Not on all. Maybe this is something just reflecting. But as I said earlier, I need to do several other tests. This is a kind of starting point of self-realizing yourself. And ascriptive. An emotional person. You are an emotional person, as I said. And yes, you tend to procrastinate your jobs. You tend to procrastinate. Group C people are focused. Rohan, is that correct to some extent? Maybe you can revert by typing in chat.
Yes, sir.
Correct only, right? So now you understand what is self-realization is all about. This is what the self-realization. It is not that self-realization is what something that, don't go to the extreme concept of self-realization. Self-realization is what kind of character you are in this current context is what you need to understand. For example, if you're too emotional, yeah.
Sir, if can I interrupt?
No, your voice is breaking. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Hello. So
Yeah, go
actually, I
ahead.
want to understand. Okay, if this helps me in self-realization, but this does not help me in understanding my purpose of life.
No,
Right.
I'll make you understand. The purpose of life is something different.
Okay,
As is that I'll come to the last slide is that. Last slide is that.
Okay, sir.
Purpose of this is a part of the purpose of life. See, unless otherwise you know what kind of person you are, how you will react to the other person. So first you need to understand yourself what kind of person I'm. Okay, for an example, assume that you are assumption-based personality. You can't take all actions, all your words, all your thoughts on assumptions, right? You may see some people around you, they may go with assumption-based, conclusions. Hey, don't go to that guy here. He seems to be very harsh. He's a mushak guy. He's having a French beard. By look itself, he seems to be very horrible. Don't go to him. Assumptions. Or someone would have told you, don't get into that business here because that business may not yield money. You start building your assumptions. You start building your assumptions. Don't you think that it affecting you at the first instance? Obviously, yes. This is what I'm trying to say. So unless otherwise you start from yourself, how you are going to extend to the society? Right. Coming to this group C people. Group C people are focused. They are monochronic. They want to prioritize all those things. And they are low context people. Chalayar, just come to the point. Don't beat around the bush. Right? If you want to say, you just say, this is the point. Don't beat around the bush. And achievement oriented. They want to achieve on their leg. They don't want to rely on someone else for their own achievement. And they are very specific. What is their private space? What is their public space? If you're trying to touch their nose, they will cut your finger. The group C people, Rajesh, Melur, and Naveen. Naveen is there listening to me? Okay, anyways, that is the character. That is the character of Naveen. I don't know whether Naveen, you are into that nature to some extent or maximum extent?
Parts of it, sir.
Parts of it. Specific. Control the environment. You want to control. You are the one who was talking about the cloud, right? Who was talking about the cloud? Someone was talking about the cloud. Okay. Someone was talking about the cloud, that I want to control the climate and all that. Someone was talking about control the climate. So this is something, you are not fatalistic person. You are not a fatalistic person. You want to control the environment. For an example, suppose someone says that, don't do this job because, this is not a good day. You may not agree to it because you give priority to your work. Selfish attitude is that in the people who are choosing this particular option, they may withdraw the conflict area and they will go away, they will walk away. I don't know Naveen is doing that or not. Suppose in case if you are saying something that you know that it is true, but other people are not accepting or other person is not accepting, you will try to force them to accept it because you have the fact that this is what the true. In case if they are not accepting, you will not try to convince them at a larger extent. You try a little bit. Then if they are not convincing, you will withdraw the situation and then you will move away. There are chances for you to lose the relationship as well. Now, I think Rohan is able to connect where I am. Yes, that is where the Naveen. We got that, right? So this is what we are doing. Exercise is something is very, not even alphabet A of the entire English language. is something, a starting point that I'll be able to derive some characteristics of yours. Those who selected B, you're in a midway. But I don't want to comment on that characters now, unless otherwise I prove it in some other exercise. But this is a very classical exercise that in front of you, this is what the self-realization is all about. So answer for many questions what Rohan was asking, I think to some extent it is getting, sometimes it's also very important, right, Naveen? That sometimes makes the life different. Assume that one important personality is speaking to you. For you, he may be the 11th person, but for you, he is the important person. But suppose in case if you're not able to convince to some extent, it's a make or break. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. It's make or break. But all the situations, if you're going for leading positions, if you're going to get, leadership positions and all, you need to work on this. You may realize this fact. You may realize this fact, and you may remember this. Note down my point. You may remember this day. You need to work on that. But anyways, as I said, I can't conclude that you're of this nature. Even you don't know what is this. But to some extent, you have agreed. To some extent. Not even 20 or 30%, yes, you're agreeing to it. That itself is a self-awareness. That itself is a self-knowledge. That is the starting point of your moksha. Now you understand what is moksha is all about. So once you understand it, you will be able to control your desire. You will be able to control the materialistic possessions. Simple as that. There ends the game. But answer for Rohan's question is there in the next two slides. So this is where the learning and teaching comes into picture. Most of our teaching happens on that materialistic life, grabbing that materialistic life and making our desire come true. But how many teachings and how many learnings are concentrate on that self-realization and self-knowledge is what we need to think. So how to make it, in a very simple way is that understand the concept of psychological capital. You would have heard about capital by means of economy, social capital. You may be, entrepreneurs know it very well. Social capital is very important to run a business than an economic capital. But there is something called psychological capital that you need to develop on yourself. The first one is self-efficacy. Mapping your values and with your career. This is what the purpose of fulfillment of the life comes into picture. Answer for the Rohan's question. Whether I am doing a job that coordinates or that correlate, high correlation with my value system, with my belief system, number one. And I am fixing a SMART goal, which is nothing but specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. I repeat, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. These goals. So the mapping of values with your career, having a SMART goal, you be an optimistic person. To be an optimistic person, you should not have any self-limiting belief. You would have come across that I can't do it because someone said that you can't do it. So I'm limiting myself, self-limiting beliefs. At certain times, your own culture where you're living will create the self-limiting belief. That is the starting point. Maybe you just go back and see your family environment, your friend circle. There may be negative injections they may give in you without your knowledge because it goes into subconscious mind. It's not coming to your conscious mind. Someone has put a seed on that Naveen is not capable of doing that. You are not able to do it. Then you start realizing that is the fact, and you be a pessimistic fellow. So where your self-limiting belief, you concentrate on that. Suppose in case if you're developed that kind of self-limiting belief, it's always better to get into resilience mode, where you take all those negative aspects, burst it out. Please, that's what I'm telling you. Please get into counseling, get into NLP, Counseling and NLP goes hand to hand together, and there are so many differences out there, and they are fighting with each other. That's a different story altogether. But for me, both are interrelated. Try to go with the therapy that I want to get rid of that negative thoughts. There are exercises to take your negative thoughts out by just closing your eyes. Even in 10 minutes, you can take that negative thoughts, what is bothering you, resilience, go back to your self-efficacy, and then work on. There you come to know what is purpose of life. Last but not the least is the exact purpose of life is once you've done this psychological capital, you go to the ikigai state. It's a very popular Japanese concept where you will try to understand what is the purpose of life, which is nothing but what already 1,000 years back Indian ethos have taught us. What you love, what you believe you are good at. See to that is helping the society. Number two. Number one, you just understand that you are good at, self-efficacy. And see to that makes you happy doing it, and others also getting happy. By that, you're excelling doing it. You're improvising that. Day by day, you're improvising that. And last but not the least, are you yearning out of it? That is what your ikigai state, and that is what is your purpose of life, and that is what is all about. This is what the learning, and this is what the behavior, whatever you do, whether it is a classroom group behavior, or whether it is a teaching, or whether it is a learning, whatever it is. Suppose in case some entrepreneur are here, have I understood the societal need? Yes, I have understood the societal need. Society is not having this kind of product. Let me get into that product. Am I having that knowledge? Yes, I'm having that knowledge. Sir, I am jobless from 3 years. My previous payment from first 5 years was stuck. Where can we avail free counseling sessions to remove negativity from my life? Maybe you can approach me, Rohan. Just let us fix a time. Because this full week, this till Sunday, I'm little busy with some other training program. Very well, you can approach me. You can get my number from Professor Ganesh Kumar or other coordinators. Just type in WhatsApp that I need a counseling, sir, how to get rid of it. Maybe we can see what can be done on this, and I need to understand what is that you are looking at. Right, counseling session where we can avail free counseling session, negativity from my life. I'm one of the right person. I won't say that I am the person. I'm one of the right person. Best person for you is counselors like me. You can approach me. So that's free of cost. Don't worry. I do understand that. Don't worry. Negativity is something what we are believing. Today I got one WhatsApp message. Whatever your mind says, that is your life, right? So removing negativity is not at all a big deal. Seeing positive things and making negativity out is just matter of 10 minutes job, right? Anyways, we'll work on that. You just get my number and other details from my coordinators. So just put in WhatsApp message stating that you're Rohan, you have attended this training program and you need a counseling session. We'll make an arrangement and it's free of cost. So don't worry of making payment and all that. So don't do that. Right. Okay. So ikigai. I think I got deviated to some extent, but yes, it's okay. It's my success. My session gets fulfillment now. Right. So anyways, you can take 98402-72723. Let me type here. 98402-72723. Yeah. I am giving this number here. So this is my number. Just leave this week, right? Till this Sunday, just I'm having other reservations. So I have some counseling and I'm having one more training like this. So I don't know whether I'll be able to connect with you all. But anyways, definitely we'll fix it up at time, right? Let us, and mostly it will be in the night hours, not in the morning hours, because I work as a faculty. You know that, morning 8 till evening 7 p.m. I used to work, and after that only few time for my family. Probably it will start at 8:30 or 7:30 or so. So we will fix it up, Rajesh sir and then, Rohan. So don't worry, we'll fix it up and we'll make it up. Not an issue. Right. So this is what you're good at. Excel it and then earn out of it. For an example, I'm giving you that I am attained an ikigai state, the purpose of my life. I'll tell you very frankly. But as I said, it took a lot of journey for me to achieve this ikigai state. For an example, doing counseling, you don't know how many people, I won't say they are making money, they are earning money. And you just take me as an example, doing counseling is giving happiness to me, number one. Am I good at that doing counseling? Because you're approaching me, you're giving that answer to me now. Yes, you are able to give counseling to me. You just gave me your number. That is where my success lies about. And I have done more than 100 years of, more than 100 counselings I have done. That is number two. Am I excelling it day by day? Yes, I'm attending too many training programs, getting certificates, because Indians are extrinsic people. I know that, unless otherwise you have a certificate program, how I will believe you that you are a good counselor. So I'm also doing it. But intellectually, I'm also getting improvised to see the problems and to give the solutions and all that. I'm doing it. Suppose in case if I want to make it as a money making, yes, I can make it. Because for 1.5 hours, you just go to the Bangalore city for a counseling, how much they are asking you. Just go any counselors for 1.5 hours or 1 hour, because 1.5 hours I need to spend a time to understand your problem. It is not that easy. Once I speak within 10 minutes, I can understand. NLP does that, but I want to spare time because full of you want to come out of your feeling. Once you come out of your feeling, then only you will be able to receive things what I'm saying. Once you're expressing the feeling, you may be angry, you may be crying. I need to be very politely waiting for that minute. It's time. So when I was doing a counseling for one of my friends who was in Canada, a friend circle, and he said that how much I want to make a payment. And I said, no need for the payment. It's very free of cost, and you say you're a known circle as well. And I'm doing it for free of cost for time being. Then he was not agreeing to it. No, I will pay. You just tell me that 1.5 hours is a precious time of yours, because we don't go with that. So that's what. These are all also a kind of behaviors. So here I am happy in doing counseling. I'm excelling myself. And others also getting relieved from their problem. I'm doing something to the society by which I'm capable of earning money as well. Don't I live my life fulfillment? This is what the purpose of life, Rohan. This is what the purpose of life. Answer for your question. Self-realization is just a part. You link everything to it. What I am covering is just in half an hour. If you want me to take it for 6 months, I can take this as a session. Now, this is what. Well, that's what I'm telling you. So 2 hours is not sufficient to spend on life skills and Indian ethos and teaching and learning psychology. Teaching and learning psychology, you might have thought that I'm going to talk about a literal classroom, literal behavior in a classroom, how a student has to behave and all. Now you understand as a faculty, when you're getting into a classroom, how you need to react. So it is your duty to understand that there are students who give concentration onto their eyes. So you need to dress properly, because that visualization, the way in which you show your hands, that impact 20% of the students or 30% of the students. And few percent of students, they will hear. So what you say matters a lot. Don't beat around the bush. Come to the concept. Some people, they want to feel it. Just go with the case studies. Just go with the role play. I always used to go with the role play, especially when I go for a marketing class. I does a role play. I make one student to be a customer. I'll make one student as to be a customer executive. I will make one student as a CEO of the company. I'll make a drama. So here I am giving full picture. I'm giving a picturization. I'm giving the audios, sound, effect, and I'm making them to feel what is happening. Believe me, when I'm doing this kind of role play, that becomes very easy. Job becomes very easy. Everyone will start understanding the concept. Even the last bench student will also appreciate that, because something is happening, because you're not teaching, right? Someone is teaching me. My own students are teaching me. My own students are acting there. So I'm seeing and I'm enjoying and I'm learning. Everything is NLP. This is what this neuro-linguistic does. So with this, I conclude my session. I think I'm on time, I believe, because I have been given that, up to 9 o'clock, I want to deliver my session. And then, in fact, people, 3 to 4 people were interacting with me. But again, I'm telling you, this is what this life is all about. This is where you need to understand. And very importantly, you need to sacrifice per day 1 hour to 2 hours, not to watch movie, not to go with your dog. You sit, meditate, self-realize. Take the point. For example, 10 o'clock, you're going for a bed. What I did today. Take a list. Whether what you do a to-do list, everyone will ask you to do to-do list. I'll ask you the other way around. You just list out all the activities. What are all the things that you have done today? You just do all the activities, starting from going to the restroom also. Start all the activities from the day, from the minute that you woke up from the bed. Delete the activities that is not important to you. Don't do that activity the next time. Delete the activity which is not important to you, number one. Delete the activity which affects your thought process. Even, for an example, nowadays, it is very easy for us to deviate. For example, if I take my mobile and if I open it now, I want to see my faculty group, right? What messages come in the faculty group. When I touch that WhatsApp, suddenly one more information that I could see. Okay, let me check it. Then let me check it. It is happening to everyone in day-to-day life. It is happening to everyone. Then what we are doing? We are just like that, spending our half an hour to 45 minutes gone. And even I was the worst person. I'm the victim of it. Now what I did? No, I want to have only my WhatsApp for 4 times in a day. Morning, afternoon, evening, and the night. And there is a time. My friends knows when Prabhu Christopher will be online. That time only they will come and disturb me. Other time they will, okay, this guy is not there in WhatsApp. Let me not disturb him. Fine. So you create that. You create that kind of this is what the mind mapping. This you create. You just do this exercise. I always do this exercise. My grandmother taught me this. If you want to wake up, always you go with the what you call the alarm, and you snooze it, right? You snooze it, and then you go with another half an hour, another half an hour. I do that. Even today also I do that. We are all human beings. We do that. But beat your pillow. Suppose you want to wake up at 5 o'clock. You beat pillow 5 times consciously that I want to get up at 5 o'clock. Beat. I want to get at 5 o'clock. Beat. I want to get at 5 o'clock. Beat. At last, you will get up at 5 o'clock. Sharp 5 o'clock. It is not that pillow is waking up. You're preparing your mind to do that. 5 o'clock, yes, you will do, because already subconsciously you know when that 5 o'clock is happening. You mapped it already, somewhere it is there in your brain. Now you're waking up it by beating it. So sharp 5 o'clock you will get up. You just try this exercise, how powerful mind is. So that is what So I think I'm done with my session. There is nothing left out, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, maybe this is for faculty. Faculty, professors should not be a professors. You need to be very approachable. You need to be a good listener, non-threatening, open, avoid assumptions. Don't build assumptions on students. Students should not build assumptions on faculty, both the ways, to make your teaching effective. Right? It's always better you be open, you be a counselor, faculty. I am talking for faculty members. You be open, you be an approachable personality. But that's very difficult. Even in my case, that's very difficult. At certain times, I used to be very harsh to the students whenever they are not performing the way in which I am expecting. But I'll ensure that they will come and meet me, because I will show some of the characters inside the class, so that they will feel that, okay, Prabhu may get annoyed if I'm doing this kind of behavior in class. But if I'm doing this kind of behavior, Prabhu will get happy. So he is approachable. Give that feeling. That is what is approachable. And yes, you need to listen, because as I said, people are receiving thoughts in different kind of sensory organs. So you need to be very careful. You need to be a good listener for the student's problem. And you should not have any assumptions. And this will work for students as well. This is what the classroom behavior, because as I said earlier, we have been built to build assumptions. That's how we have been mapped out. So now we are going to take that out. So this is what, and this has been taken from Aaron Motivoice. He has done a massive research on education field, and he has given all these things, but it's very self-explanatory, but it will add more values when you relate what I have discussed from Indian ethos and the materialistic life and so on and so forth. Right, I end up with my session, and thank you all for your patience listening. Someone is raising. Naveen, yes, Naveen, please go ahead. I think I don't know when you raise your hands. Now only I'm able to see your hands raising up. You can.
Yeah. Hi,
yeah,
sir.
Yeah. Go ahead, Naveen.
Yeah, the thing about you were talking about sleep just a few moments ago.
What skill?
Sleeping, sir. Waking up early in the morning at 5, hitting the snooze button.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, my case, it's a different. I wanted to actually ask this question.
Hmm.
When I'm I'm an entrepreneur, so I'm trying to develop a product and a certain fellowship. It is related to food and nutrition. Where actually I'll tell you what happened last week itself. I had to go to Kodagu for some research work. I had to leave at 4 o'clock. I woke up at 3, left at 4. But at the same time, when I have to go to my office, I have to be there at 9. However I try, I wake up at 7 o'clock, no matter what. But getting out of the bed is at 8:30.
I understand. That happens for everyone. Yeah, go ahead.
Is why how to get rid of that is my question.
So this is what I'm telling you. I have given an example of my mobile. My mobile exercise. You don't know how much time that I used to spend from mobile. I never used to get rid of that practice. You need to speak yourself that I want to get up from the bed. For an example, tomorrow, you just try this. You woke up, you wake up at 7 o'clock. But see to that once you wake up, you suddenly, come out of your bed and do some exercise that you like. Usually, it's a kind of therapy. What we do is that, I will share one of my client case. My client case is that he is a smoker. He is a chain smoker. We did a lot of exercise, lot of therapies and all that. One therapy worked out well. There are different kinds of therapies to do, to bring a positive effect on a personality. One day I was asking, we were not able to make him to get rid fully. To some extent, yes, we were able to do it. Let me admit that fact, because he's a chain smoker. He's a pakka chain smoker to the core. Once you get up in the morning, 5 o'clock, what he will do is the first second, not even a minute, the first second he used to tell me that word. The first second he will go to that cigarette packet and then he will take and then he will do that. at 5 o'clock at 5:30. And we were doing too many exercise, you do this, do that, and all that. Nothing is working out. Then I want to force him to do that. Can you imagine what I would have done? Naveen was asking
No,
this
sir.
question, right?
No, sir. I would like to imagine, sir.
Any clue? Any clue?
No, sir. I won't like to go there.
So what I did is, he is an Hindu basically, and he came for a counseling at November. I have given a clue now. November he came to me. November to December we were not able to crack that habit, but yes, December I did it. December I was able to do that. He is a Tamilian basically. So I said that put mala. Put mala. You can cheat Prabhu Christopher. You can cheat yourself. And I was asking, are you a religious man? Yes, he said that I am a religious man. But religious is something different from faith. That is a different session altogether. And if God permits me, I'll take that later. He is a very religious guy. Forget about faith. He is very religious. Religious means if he goes with that, he will go for that religious activities, whatever he does. I took that point. When you go, where I asked, when you have gone for Sabrimala, he said that, sir, 3 years or 4 years ago, what you were doing? I was doing all rituals. What are all things you were doing? Sir, that time what you were doing? Suddenly it struck his mind. No, yes, sir, I was not smoking. Why don't you do this now? Sir, my COE will not give permission. No, take permission. No, this is religious ceremony. Any organization for that matter will respect others' religion. That's what the Indian culture is all about. We respect other religion. Tomorrow I am a Christian. If you are calling me on Sunday, I may request you, sir, I want to go to church. Please relieve me that day. You just, yes, obviously you will do that, right? You just go and speak to your boss that I'm going for a Sabrimala. I need leave for these particular days, 4 days. You just take leave, go to Sabrimala. But 1 month you will not take cigarette, right? This is what this counseling is all about. See, I didn't do anything. It is there within him. But he is not able to bring it out. Believe me, Naveen, I made him to put mala. I was talking to his wife. Make him to put mala. That habit, day by day, day by day. Then I was asking once in a week, how do you feel? So it's very, very tough for me. You know, I'm getting shivering and let it shiver. If you're shivering, go to doctor, physician. Check whether your BP and cholesterol and everything is okay. If it is okay, it's normal. You just go ahead. Just do this activity. You practice it. Believe me, Naveen, I won't say that he has taken a cigarette habit altogether, but 5 o'clock morning, he left that habit. He left that habit. He is not smoking. You know what I did? Ask him to follow the same process. Once you get up, go to a bathroom, take a shower, go to nearby temple. Do that activity. After that, you smoke, I don't mind. But I want to take that habit out from you. There are certain things that you need to force, which is causing a trouble to you. Forcing and leaving, yes, you need to do that. And that we are not doing it. Even I didn't do it. But now I started doing it, forcing myself. And even I am also a chain smoker once upon a time. Let me admit that first. I don't know how I left that. That's all because of prayer. But consciously, I was browsing my mobile a lot. Now it is in my control now. Even my superiors are messaging. They know that Prabhu will not see this mobile now. Let me call him and then let me give that responsibility. And this speech I heard when I was entering into my superior cabin, I was hearing this. No, he would have not seen. You just call him. Then I said, sir, I'm already here. Some other faculty has given that information. I'm already here, sir. Yeah, tell me, sir. And there is one faculty who doesn't, sorry to say this, is no more actually. He doesn't have mobile at all in his lifetime. So it's all our decisions. It is, if you say, sir, I'm not able to do it, I'm not able to do it, you will not be able to do it. Do it. Get into that process. See the alternates. Practice it. Suppose in case, assume that tomorrow when a new business comes in and then they are asking you to come at 6:45, yeah, you will do that. And assume that, and that is the one which is going to decide for the other business also, obviously you will get into it.
Yes, I'll do it, sir.
That's what. That's what. So there is a compulsion, right? Bring that compulsion. Or for your, immediate solution. It's not a solution, suggestion. You just take any one priority thing that you want to do on day-to-day life. Fix it at 7 o'clock. See, assume that you are doing some priority work at 9:30. No need for you to move from your resident place to office. Even from home also you can do it, but not from your bed. You want to get out of from bed. Don't have your mobiles or don't have your gadgets on your nearby. Put it somewhere else. And you want to do that, you want to send a mail on daily basis, routine task, make it at 7 o'clock. And you see how you will not be able to do it. You will do it. You will do it. It's all what we think, what we fix is what our habit is all about. So, and one more thing, there is another fixing anchor. In NLP, there is a technique. You can fix anywhere in your body a feeling. When you tap that, that will replace the, someone was asking the negative feeling. I want to get rid of that negative feeling. This exercise will do, but religiously want to do it. You fix a switch. This is a switch. If you tap it, you can get rid of that feeling, but you need to practice it. You need to get into that practice. So that's what I'm telling you. This is all something which is God has created with a purpose. Don't you create all? See, that's what I'm telling you. There is something called neurons. You know that, right? Left brain. Even if for an example, if you open your eyes and then if I'm giving some questions, I'll be able to give you character, the way in which you're seeing, the eye movements. By seeing your eye movements, I'll be able to catch your character. It is not me. Those who know the technique, everyone will do that, and you also can do that. But we are not exploring it. That's the problem. We are not exploring it. Yesterday, one faculty was just discussing, just like that coolie he was discussing, and then he was saying, "Sir, you just find out my character." Obviously, I can do that. He just come. I was asking some questions. He started looking here and there, and I was giving the character. This is your character. Is not that true? That's it. And then I said, I've given my laptop. So this is the technique that I have followed. It's a technique. The technique is nothing but the mind reading. Anyone can do. Those who knows English can do this. Understand the concept, because NLP is written in English. I don't know whether it is translated to other language and all that. It is written in English. If you read it, anyone, if you watch, even the sitting people, 21 people sitting here, I don't know how many of them are listening to my lecture, but those who are listening, just go and type NLP therapies. There are certain videos you will be able to come across. Just practice it. Religiously, you just practice. I'm using deliberately the word the religious. Religiously, you practice it. Obviously, you will get an answer for most of your problems. No need for Prabhu. No need for counselors. Speak to yourself. Naveen, hope I have answered your question.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So with this, I conclude. I don't know whether coordinators are there.
Yes, sir, we are here, sir.
Right. Okay.
Can I take over?
Yeah, please. How about the course? How about the session? Jennifer, right? Your name is Jennifer?
Yes, sir, Jennifer, and I am Sangavi, one more coordinator from Indian Institute of Plantation Management.
Okay, fine. Go ahead. I'm
Sir?
giving any questions? Any questions from audience? Any clarifications? 1 minute, Miss, what's your name? I forgot your name. Sangavi.
Sangavi.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Sangavi. Yeah, Sangavi. Just give me a minute if there is any questions. I've shared my contact number, and anything you just message me. But once you message, please mention that you have attended IIPM CDP, so that easy to recall. Because I'm getting many messages for counseling and all that. So have that identity. If there is no questions, I'm through and we are through. Sangavi, you can take over.
Yes, sir. Good evening, everyone present here. I, Sangavi MP, Coordinator of Indian Institute of Plantation Management, Bengaluru, take this opportunity to thank our resource person of the day, Dr. Prabhu Christopher, who spent his valuable time and made us think on ourselves and our purpose of life with giving insights on importance of personality and its types. And also, I personally thank you, sir, for giving our participants a great opportunity for counseling too. We are really thankful to you, sir. I also take this opportunity to thank each and every coordinator for coordinating the program and our beloved participants for making this session a great success by actively participating. Thank you everyone for your presence. I also take this opportunity to give a small note for our participants that tomorrow the session will start from 6 o'clock till 9 p.m. As we have the speakers from UAE, the time have been scheduled. Thank you so much, and thank you once again, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for participants who are questions listening. Thank you. Thanks a lot. So shall I take on?
Yes, sir. Sure, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.